Today's video is going to be a quick PSA on the resilience stat because there is a change that happened whenever the neutral stats, mobility, resilience, and recovery, were tied to the paragon or class cooldown. For example, if you're a hunter, having higher mobility leads to a faster dodge cooldown. For a titan, having higher resilience leads to a faster barricade cooldown. And for a warlock, higher recovery leads to a faster rift cooldown. To be clear, resilience is kind of like your health. So having 0 resilience means you have somewhere in the ballpark of 189 health. And having 100 resilience, or tier 10, is like having nearly 200 health. While a difference of 10 health points doesn't sound very significant, it absolutely makes the difference in PvP. For example, if we're talking hand cannons and you have high resilience, your opponent might have to take 1 extra headshot instead of going 2 to the head, 1 to the body. Or in some cases, they might be able to 2-tap you with some sort of damage booster, but because you have a certain resilience value, it will still take them 3 shots. In the most extreme cases, having high resilience means sometimes living through a high impact sniper body shot when it's boosted by something like an empowering rift or inertia override, or just any sort of thing in the crucible that boosts your damage. Now if we want to be specific, take a look at this background gameplay. I'm using a Thorn, which will 2 head and 1 body kill anybody under 6 resilience, and a high impact snipe with empowering rift, so it will body shot anybody under 5 resilience. I couldn't have picked a more perfect background clip, because look at this. I body shot somebody by sitting in the Emperor with a high impact snipe, and somebody who's doing the exact same thing as me around the corner cannot body shot me, because I have 6 resilience.
And I tanked his body shot.
If you want to learn more about specific combos like what takes 1 less shot, what takes 1 less headshot depending on resilience values, my clanmate Drewski already made a video on class stat breakdowns on mobility, resilience, and recovery. It's a very well put together video, so please check it out. The link will be in the description. I'm sure some of you who live and breathe PvP know the resilience values like the back of your hand. You know exactly what resilience somebody has to have to live through certain things, and I thought I knew this too. All of a sudden, it seemed to have changed, so the community started asking questions, and this was the response from Bungie, specifically from Cosmo23, the community manager. And it turns out, when the class stats were changed to alter the class ability cooldown, it was a 0.5 difference in the vitality for tiers 4 through 9 of resilience. Or, the TLDR of this is, previously, it would take 5 resilience to tank 2 head 1 body from a Thorn, and now it takes 6, so pretty much just add +1 to whatever you thought it was. I still want resilience to matter more than it already does, but this is a cool step forward, because you have to give up a lot to get high resilience, and a lot of time people just don't. For example, hunters choose mobility and recovery over resilience, so what this means is I get to shoot them in the toe. In my opinion, this resilience change has actually made some exotic hand cannons more valuable on certain classes, and I'll explain. Let's start talking about Thorn. For one, you just learned in this video that it takes 6 resilience in order to survive 2 head, 1 body shot from Thorn, or when the Soul Devourer perk is active, you can tank 2 consecutive headshots with that perk. That's pretty cool. Where it really stands out though is on the Hunter, because the Hunter does not have access to a damage booster. If you're a Warlock, you have the Empowering Rift, and if you're Titan, you have Sunspots, Inertia Override, Frontal Assault, Weapons of Light. There's a lot of them. In fact, there's still one very dastardly option, the One-Eyed Mask. Think about this for a second. The One-Eyed Mask has a perk called Vengeance, so if you succeed in killing the person who shot you, which usually happens if you're in a 1v1, you're going to get a small damage booster. And believe it or not, this makes a difference. So with something like Ace of Spades, you're able to 2-shot somebody to the head with Memento Mori and Vengeance. However, if they have 4 resilience, they will survive this combo, but keep in mind if you're playing like Middle Tree Striker Titan, you could still slide over a special ammo brick and boost that damage well over into the 100s and 2-tap pretty much anybody or extend the range of that 2-tap. Of course, Warlocks can also take advantage of Ace of Spades because they have the Empowering Rift, and you can make that Rift even better with something like the Lunafaction Boot Exotic. And I do have a video on that exact combo. I think it's a pretty good one, so you should check it out in the description below. The final hand cannon I'm going to talk about isn't as thought out for reasons as much as Thorn on a Hunter because they don't have a damage booster, and Ace on a Titan because they do have a damage booster. I think the Warlock gets the most bang for your buck out of the last word because of Handheld Supernova and the Attunement of Sky letting you have perfect in-air accuracy. Since you typically pair a sniper rifle with the last word, you need some sort of defense against shotgunners, and Handheld Supernova does that very well. But also, Warlock Rifts are kind of stationary, and snipers, when they play their role, are also kind of stationary, so it just makes sense to me. I know, of course, on other subclasses, yeah, you have some very good last word combos, like the Bottom Tree Gunslinger right now on Hunter is nuts with the last word. But just for a rule of thumb, remember this. Because of the resilience changes, I think that Thorn is the best on a Hunter, Ace is the best on a Titan, and debatably, the last word is the best on a Warlock. I hope this little PSA was helpful and somewhat thought-provoking with the opinions at the end. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and right now I will be streaming live at twitch.tv/camicakes, where I will be trying to go for a Khepri Sting Exotic in the 980 Master Nightfall, because I want to create this really devious build where I go invisible, see people through the wall, and shoot them in the body.
Five minutes.